So this is a privilege for me to ask my colleague. Good day, Britta. Good morning, Britta. She's a fantastic colleague of mine in the Women's Rights Committee. She's a great fighter. She's also a member of the European Socialist Party Women Organization executive. She is a great fighter. As I told you, after studying in Lisbon and Denmark, you have been a teacher, then a consultant dealing with the first European project in the area of education and human resources, then labour market issues. You have been member of the executive committee of the Danish Social Democrats and were elected as member of parliament as me 2004, so that's your second term. And of course you are an active member of the Committee of Human Rights. You are the coordinator for Socialists and Democrats, doing an excellent job, and of course really encouraging younger women to make the good business here and there.
Thank you very much, Sita. First of all, I would like to thank or congratulate the organisers with this fantastic event. I am really, really impressed. This is really, in such a short while, being able to gather so many women on such important topics. It's impressive, very impressive. And then I want, of course, to thank you for the invitation. Silvana, for me, to speak here. As a chair of the Women's Rights and Gender Equality Committee for the S&D Group in the European Parliament, I work every day to improve gender equality in the European Union. And slowly things are improving at the moment, because last Tuesday was a day I have been looking forward to in a long time. During the plenary session last week in Strasbourg, the European Union had to vote on the directive about women on boards. A directive whose goal is to increase the number of women on boards in European companies by 40%. And the message was clear. We succeeded. 70% of the votes were in favour of the proposal. This was a clear yes from the European Parliament, a yes to a measure of 40% women on boards of companies, and this is the right way for the European Union. For many years, the European Union has actually been a pioneer in the field of gender equality compared to the member states. European Union was ahead in the concern of equal pay, of parent maternity. We can therefore rightly be proud of the development that have occurred in Europe in the last decade. But this is not the same as to say that we don't need to work more, because there are still many directives we would like to get, for instance, on women and violence. We have not yet a directive. We would like a directive on paternity leave. But the results of the situation in today's Europe speaks for itself. Today, 60% of all university graduates in the European Union are women. And when women get the highest education, there should be common sense that women should be treated as if they were just as qualified as the men, as the 40%. And therefore they should also be the leaders of the enterprises. But this is not reflected in this reality today. Unfortunately, women are still facing a glass ceiling that prevents them from getting the top position in business. Even to this day, corporate boards are dominated by one gender. The fact is that more than 8 out of 10 directorships are held by men, which doesn't leave much space for women. But this is not good business, because we can simply not afford only to recruit leaders and managers from only less than half of the population. Until today, we have lost a great economic fortune, but hopefully the target of 40% women on boards now will change this. As I see it, the goal is not, of course, to swap the position of the two genders. We shall not just replace a male domination on board in the management with a female domination. But I believe when recruiting new board members, it should look we should look on the more qualified persons, and this is what is in the directive. This is a directive that should measure the qualification of the candidates. Enterprises are not punished if they don't achieve the 40%, but they are punished if they will get sanctions if they don't choose the best candidate. So it's in the selection procedure that we have established the sanction to prove that we want the best candidate. In Europe, the process of getting more women to the top goes very slow. To promote female representation on board, voluntary initiatives have in recent years been introduced at national and European level by many of the governments, but the case is though that the voluntary initiatives have not changed the situation significantly. Only in countries where quota legislation have been introduced, visible progress has occurred. Several European companies have set measures up for themselves, internal quotas. For instance, the Deutsche Telekom has decided that women should constitute 10% of the managers at all levels in the company in 2016. And this is logic, because if women cannot make career in a company, they will not apply for the jobs, which means that the companies will not attract the best qualified candidate. So there is really a logic in enterprises setting up themselves targets for female leaders. And if we don't take advantage of women's abilities, it will have serious consequences. If Europe is to succeed in the global competition, it demands that we recruit from the entire talent pool, also among women. Or to put it in another way, all the talent needs to be in the game. It is the skilled and productive women who are going to ensure the innovative growth for the future. And it is the women who will carry the European Union out of the economic crisis. I believe the best way to improve the gender equality is by introducing initiatives which will promote women as board members, as managers. Initiatives which goals are to support all women out there who cannot get through the glass ceiling. By enforcing the gender quotas on board, the European Union are clearing the way to the boards for the best talent and the best candidate, and achieving better equality among the two genders. Thank you very much for your attention.